Hello guys, the DB Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this time we have DDD going up against the Solfachord deck, and we have DDD, 0 Demise King, 0 Machine X, Fua, Lance Soldier, Dark Contract with the Gate, and then 0 Machine X. They have Solfachord, Primora, Bell, Solfachord, Happiness, Ash, and Jolkel. Okay, so this deck has a level 5 in it. I need to go ahead and read over these Solfachord cards though. So it says, when you pendulum summon a monster, you can target summon, or you can target a Solfachord monster in your other pendulum zone, return to the hand. And then it says, while you have Solfachord cards with even and odd pendulum scales in your pendulum zone, your activated Solfachord cards effects cannot be negated. Also, you can only use the following effects of this card once per turn. If this card is normal summon or special summon, you can target a Solfachord card in the deck. Wait. You can add a Solfachord card from your deck. I was like, target? That doesn't make sense. You can add a Solfachord card from your deck except for a copy of itself. If you link summon a Solfachord monster, you can add a Solfachord monster from your grave or extra deck face up to the hand. Okay. Then the spell says you can activate one of these effects, but you can only use each effect of it once per turn. Discard a card, and if you do, add 2 Solfachord monsters with different pendulum scales from the deck to the hand. Then you can special summon a Solfachord pendulum monster from your hand up to the number of monsters the opponent controls +1. During your main phase this turn, you can conduct a second pendulum summon of a Solfachord monster. Then the third effect is special summon 3 Solfachord card or 2 Solfachord cards from your pendulum zones. Okay, so this card is not bad. It has a bunch of different effects that you can end up using in different spots. So they're going to go activate Dark Contract with the Gate to go ahead search. They said okay. Grab out the Kant Surveyor, which is, discard special and then search. So discard Lance special and then effect on someone to go ahead and try to search out for like a Kepler. They said okay. So grab out Kepler. And then we will now normal Kepler effect, grab out Dark Contract with the 0 King. It feels like this deck is a deck that you need to interrupt early for the most part. They're going to make the DDD Link 2, DDD Link 2 bring out Griffin and Ragnarok. I think especially with this hand with Ash, Bell, like these are rather weak hand traps. I think I would Ash the Count Surveyor, I honestly probably Ash Dark Contract, and then hope that Bell works on the next thing. Because once they start getting this far, like the Link 3 also negates a monster. So they're going to get to there. And I feel like they already have tons of setup. Griffin to basically just pop itself. And then activate 0 Machine X. Now we're going to go ahead and pendulum summon out the Griffin plus the Kepler. Then activate the 0 Machine X to go ahead place Dark Contract with the Internal Darkness from deck. Which makes it so that the opponent will not be able to tribute summon. Use them as material for fusion, synchro, or XYZ with monsters on the field. And the opponent cannot target monsters on the field with spell and trap effects. Which is, has a lot of different effects there. I don't know if that matters for the opponent's deck or not. Probably a little bit, right? A little bit. They're going to make the Link 3 Lance Soldier effect to go ahead, pop, and special summon out. Now we have access to making this level 4. Okay. And then overlaying the Wisdom King effect attached to go search. They're going to Ash that. Then they're thinking if they want to stop that, but they said, you know what, I don't need to negate that. That is fine. We'll just go in the Marksman. We don't want to play in the Nib. Marksman effect. Doesn't that just make them lose 1,000? Nothing else, basically? Yeah, okay. Then activate the effect to go ahead, pop, special summon out Cope from the deck, and then Cope 1, Marksman 2, or no Marksman effect, okay. Go ahead, dump Necro Slime effect, they chain Bell in response, which, that does work. Thinking if I want to stop that, do I want to play in the Nib? Yeah, they do, so they go ahead and negate it, no Nib, so it wasn't worth not using, still had some plays after that. Okay, so going on to the next game, we have Meow, Dark Contract with the Gate, Dark Spirits, Mastery, Lightning Storm, Fua. They have Lantern, Primora, Happiness, Gracia, and Ogre. So Primora says, okay, you can bounce back. Do all of them say that? No, okay, this one does say you can bounce back the other one when you pendulum summon. Then while you have Solfachord monsters with even and odd scales in your pendulum zone, the activated effects of Solfachord effects cannot be negated. You can only use the following effects once per turn. If it's normal, summon or special summon, add a Solfachord card from the deck to the hand except for a copy of itself. And if you link Is this the card I just read a second ago? Literally the exact same effect. It's got to be the one I just read. This one says, your opponent cannot activate a spell or trap card or monster effect when your Solfachord Pendulum monsters is pendulum summoned. While you have an even, while you have an even scale in your pendulum zone. I thought it was going to be the same effect as the other one. If your Solfachord Pendulum monster attacks, your opponent can activate monster effects until the end of damage step. If this card is normal summon or special summon, you can add a Solfachord spell or trap from the deck to the hand. Okay, so go main phase, normal summon, effect go search. That's going to grab out the Solfachord Solfachord. When a monster effect is activated by your opponent on the field, resolves. If you control a Grand Solfachord monster, you can negate that effect and destroy that card. Monster effect is if you control no monsters or all monsters you control are Solfachord monster, you special summon this card from your hand. When you activate the following effect, you can also tribute this card. During the main phase, you can special summon one Solfachord monster from your hand except for a copy of itself. Or if you tributed this card at activation, you can special summon that monster from the graveyard or face-up extra deck instead. Okay, so this card actually seems really solid. Now I'm trying to see which one has the Grand in the name for the negate for the scale effect. So effect the special summon out, and then activate the effect on summon to go ahead special summon out from the hand. That's going to bring out the Gracia effect. Also, this is level 5. Didn't even realize that. Use the effect, go ahead search, grab out the Solfachord Elegance. You can activate one of these effects, place a Solfachord Pendulum monster from your deck in the Pendulum Zone, add a Solfachord Pendulum monster from your hand to your extra deck face up, then place 2 Solfachord Pendulum monsters, odd and even, from your deck in your Pendulum Zones. Wait, what? This effect seems crazy. Add 1 Solfachord Pendulum monster from your hand to... Oh, okay, so you have to take one from the hand, put it, and then double scale from deck? Okay. Add 2 cards, 1 even, 1 odd pendulum scale from your pendulum zones to the extra deck face up, and if you do, draw 2 cards. Okay, I like how these cards just have 3 effects on them. It gives them a lot of, versatility, a lot of different effects that you can do with them. So activate the effect, discard Lantern, search out Cutia and Solfachord. Okay, so let's see what a Cutie does. It says pendulum summons of your Solfachord pendulum monsters cannot be negated. While you have a even pendulum zone in your pendulum, or even pendulum scale in your pendulum zone, Solfachord pendulum monsters you control getting 100 attack to its own pendulum scale. If this card is normal summon or special summon, you can add a Solfachord pendulum monster from the deck to the hand. Okay, then special summon that out from the hand off of this. Yeah, okay. And then activate the QTA effect to go ahead and grab out the Gracia from the deck. Activate Elegance to go ahead scale from hand and then scale 2 from deck. So sorry, I can't. No odd scales left. Oh my gosh. Okay, so dang, they don't have that many odd scales. Also, does Yu-Gi-Oh count zero can't be odd, right? That's got to be even. That's just got to be even. I forget what they said. Isn't 0 like technically not odd or an even number? I don't know. Now we got to start doing math in this. We got to start doing actual math. I don't know. Now I got to look up after this is 0 an even or odd number because it looks even, but I remember them saying like, it's kind of neither. So I don't know. Okay, so they're just going to go ahead, place from deck, and then place from hand, and now they go ahead, link off into a Coolia. They get the Fua draw. They draw Super Poly. Coolia says 2+ monsters, including a Pendulum monster, gains 100 attack for each face-up Pendulum monster in your extra deck. The activated effects of your Pendulum monsters card points 2 cannot be negated. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can special summon a Solfachord card with an odd pendulum scale from your pendulum zone to this card's, to the zone that this card points to, and if you do, negate the activation. Then you can add 1 Solfachord pendulum monster with an even pendulum scale from your deck to your face-up extra deck. Okay. And then we get the Primora effect to add back from the graveyard or extra deck to the hand. Oh, it can add a card too, not just monster. Now we're going to go ahead pendulum summon. Thinking if we want to bring out any from the extra deck, because they will get a Fua draw off that. So we do pendulum out 3. They draw Dark Spirit Mastery, overlay in the Ripper. Oh, this is a level 5. Okay, yeah. They draw a Count Surveyor, Ripper effect, search for Case of K9, and then does not set the quick play spell. Activate Case for K9, grab out the Azuna, because they just don't play the equip spell, but the equip spell definitely would have, made it better, because, when you have to commit in the Fua, it's like, every draw you give them, you know, you want to get something out of it. So basically, we gave him 2 draws there to have Ripper, Azuna, and then the Solfachord on board. So now go main phase, reading everything. And now thinking on how to approach this. So Dark Spirit Mastery, discard Dark Spirit Mastery. And that resolves. Go ahead, grab out the 0 Demise King, 0 Machine X from the deck to the hand. Activate Lightning Storm, calling monsters, because this is a negate. But I guess you could also just call back row, right? Because that's where the negate comes from. Now activate 0 Machine X, use the effect, place the E-Telly from deck, and then activate Dark Contract with the gate to go ahead and search. Grab out the Scales Surveyor from the deck to the hand, and now activate Scales Surveyor, and then Pendulum summon out the Count Surveyor. Count Surveyor effect to go ahead search for the Cope, and then normal summon out Cope. Also, yeah, this has to discard a DD monster. Okay, I was about to say, if this could discard any card, I feel like I would have just specialed it off its own effect, or at least tried and maybe see if they Ripper. But Cope, go ahead, dump Lance Soldier effect to pop and special out. They're going to Ripper to negate that. And then on resolution, activate Azuna effect, and then activate Azuna effect, and then dump Lupus, and then activate Lupus effect special. And now whenever they Lupus effect in response, we can chain Super Poly to use Lupus plus the Azuna. Bring out Mud Dragon. Now we have Mud Dragon effect calling Dark. Activate the contract with the Zero King to go ahead, destroy and special. They're going to Ogre that. We know the last card in hand is Happiness, so we know there's no more interruptions. Make the DDD Abyss King. Sadly, our scales are already full. Then make the Machine X, Battle Phase, attack over, and then main phase 2, pass. They draw Ash Blossom. Yeah, it just sucks that our scales were already, like, used there. We already Pendulum summoned also. So now, main phase, activate the Happiness. Use the first effect to discard and go ahead, search 2, then they can special. Go ahead, grab out the Gracia plus the Primora. I mean, they do have the Machine X effect on board. That's still an interruption. Special summon out 2. Then Primora 1, Gracia 2, Machine X 3 to go ahead and absorb. Easier to attach from grave. Yeah, you can just press the attach button. That's what most people are doing nowadays, at least. They're going to search the Kutia and the Happiness. And then said, is this a new deck? Yeah. Is it? I feel like I've seen this deck around. Maybe it's got new support, though. Because, I mean, I have no idea. I don't think I've read this card before. This card seems pretty solid. But maybe I read it before, but it was like the rest of the archetype just wasn't good enough. Like, that happens a lot where archetypes just have, like, really broken cards, but there's just no good way to use them. So they normal summon. Now they get to make a Link 2. Okay. Grand Solfachord Musicalia. Takes 2 Pendulum monsters during the main phase. You could add a Pendulum monster from your hand to the extract face up and add 1 face up Pendulum monster from the extract to the hand as long as one of them has an even scale and the other one has an odd scale. When you Pendulum summon a Solfachord monster or monsters, you could target one of them, add a Solfachord Pendulum monster from the deck to the hand whose level equals the Pendulum scale of that monster. Okay. So now they're going to go Pendulum summon and bring out 2. And then new Chain Link. Just activate the scale effect. Okay, so scale effect to try to bounce back the other scale to hand. They said reading. They said, is that good? Yeah. Wait, I thought it targeted the other scale. Oh no, this one could target itself. Okay. Then they're going to activate this effect, tribute to try to special summon back out, chain Mud Dragon, calling Dark. And then they could chain this to go ahead, negate, and destroy the Mud Dragon, but they decide not to. So they bring out the Gracia there, and then activate Gracia effect, go ahead, search out Happiness. Do I know what this deck does? Wait, don't know what this deck does, so don't know what to stop. Real? Yeah, I mean, that's like one of the great things about playing a deck like this. Activate the Primora, activate the Happiness for the additional Pendulum summon, link off into Exceed the Pendulum, and then... Okay, we have Exceed the Pendulum effect to add the Chain Machine X. We don't have the effect to negate anymore. Then we're going to go ahead and chain the effect to special summon out, since they went ahead and tried to stop the 1 effect. So now special summon back out. Also, does it have to summon to a zone of points too? I don't remember. No, okay. Should summon in defense though. But they're just going to overlay with it right away. Make Nash Knight. Nash Knight effect, attach. Go ahead and then attach the Machine X there. Felt like we could have hit a big Pendulum summon and that would have been good. Activate Happiness to go ahead. Special summon 2 cards from the scale. Okay, and then go up in the C Nash Knight into Tachyon, and then Tachyon effects, that way, you know, they can't use anything for the rest of the turn, basically, and then now can make 3 attacks by tributing, but, oh, wait, that's, oh my gosh, we actually have the 107 Galaxy Eyes. Most people don't actually play the 107 Galaxy Eyes with this, because you don't need it except for the extra effect, but they actually play the extra effect. That's crazy. So now moving on to game 3, we will go ahead and see DDD decide to go first. Opening hands, we have the 0 Machine X, Necro Slime, Nightmare Throne, Super Poly, 0 Machine X. They have Elegance, Case for K9, Imperm, QT, and Happy. So go main phase, activate Throne, go ahead, add out Kepler from the deck to the hand, and then normal Kepler effect, go grab out Dark Contract, grab out Count Surveyor, so probably just saving Imperm for Link 2. Count Surveyor, discard Necro Slime special, activate the effect, go search, grab out Scale Surveyor, and then from this point, link those off, and then activate the Abyss King effect, chain Imperm onto it, activate 0 Machine X, 0 Machine X effect, go ahead, place the E-Telly from deck, and then activate Scale Surveyor to go ahead, special summon out, and link off into the Link 3, and then activate Link 3 effect to pop the Dark Contract. Then you get an extra Pendulum this turn, but we just needed to do that so that way we have the negate set up. And then activate the effect of E-Telly, pop, and special summon, and then bring out Cope. Cope effect, go dump the Lance Soldier, pop, special summon out, and then we can use the 0 Machine X special. We can make this level 4. We can overlay. We can activate the effect of detach to go search. And then that's going to grab out the Oblivion King, Abyss Ragnarok, and then make the Marksman King Tell. Activate the scale, and then link those off into the Abyss King, new chain link, Marksman 1. Go ahead, dump Griffin, and then activate 0 Machine X, Necro Slime effect, banish. Go ahead, bring out the King Flame, and then activate the Abyss Ragnarok, bring out Griffin, new chain link, Griffin chain link 1, Flame King 2. Summon out Lance Soldier, go ahead, search out for the Kepler. Now we have a level 2 tuner on board, so now we're able to use those to make the Founder. Also, this shouldn't be banished, right, because it was summoned off this. It wasn't summoned off its own effect, but bring out the Founder effect to special summon out, bring out Lance Soldier from the banish, so I guess it didn't matter. Then go ahead, use those, make the King, which is the spell Trap Negate. And then Pendulum summon out 2, bring out the Griffin plus the Count, and then Scale effect, make it 4. Overlay those in the DDD Wave King Caesar, and then use that to make the Machine X. Set Super Poly, then pass turn. They draw Gracia. So, I mean, we only have like 1, 2, 3 interruptions here, plus Super Poly. I mean, this is technically 2, I guess. Go main phase, activate Case for K9, go ahead, search out for Jokul. And then activate Jokul effect, reveal itself plus the Gracia, and they will chain to go ahead negate that. I'm pretty sure just negates. Yeah, just negate, not negate and destroy. Okay, 0 Machine X, both of them. Yup, okay, that is fine. Yup, and then the guy in the extra deck. Activate Elegance. If one's popped, go ahead. Well, like the guy in the extra deck, if one's popped is an interruption, is what I was trying to say. But activate. Place from scale, then go ahead, place those 2 from deck, and then Pendulum summon. That has to go to the extra monster zone because it was from the extra deck. Little mishap there, so thinking of Pendulum summoning out more, or thinking of just those 2. Think of any effects. Okay, they're gonna go Gracia effect 1, and then activate Machine X 2, so go ahead, attach it. They're gonna search out Happiness. They have Jokul effect to go search. Wait, this? Oh, like this bounces a scale back, right? Am I tripping? Or if it's sent to the graveyard, okay. Looks like they decide not to there though. They're gonna go Jokul effect to go ahead search. But they're gonna Super Poly before that. Okay. So Super Poly discard, go ahead, bring out Mud Dragon. And then now they're gonna go activate Happiness. We're gonna go ahead chain to negate that. And then Mud Dragon calling Dark, and then they're going to go Happiness. Discard, go ahead, search out Cutia, search out Primora, then we can special summon out both from hand if we'd like. So bring out Primora plus Cutia, New Chain Link QTO1, Primora 2, grab out Happiness, and then grab out Gracia from the deck to the hand. Okay, that's fine. Activate Happiness for the additional Pendulum Summon. They said you used that already, I negated. They didn't use that effect. You said add pen when I negated with that. I said third effect, I wouldn't have negated that. Lol, bro didn't read. Wait, where was the negate? They said third effect. Yeah, they definitely said third effect. It's a special summon 2 from the Pendulum Zone. They didn't say the second effect. They said Pendulum, but oh gee, go on. There's no reason for me to negate that. Yeah, I was thinking that. I was just reading my link monsters real quick. Oh, they were thinking like, I don't know. Honestly, I don't even know what this deck's capable of, if we should stop a special summon 2 or not. Like, a special summon 2 from the Pendulum Zones, like, yeah, they do have to get rid of their Pendulum Zones, though, but it's like, I don't know. I guess it depends what, like, Link 2 they're even able to make. Okay. But yeah, that definitely wasn't, like, confusing or anything. They clearly said third effect. They said, I'm so dog. So they're going to go ahead and make the music, and then Pendulum Summon, bring out the QT plus the Primora and the Gracia from hand. Activate the effect to bounce itself back to hand from the scale with the Primora. And then from here, like, I'm just wondering, like, what monsters are we making to crack the board? Go ahead and make Exceed the Pendulum, add back the QT. Sure, Exceed the Pendulum, the special summon back out from the graveyard. And then from here, we will, can pendulums, or can pen trigger and damage step? Yes. Like this one, yeah. This card's broken. I honestly, oh, okay, they're gonna make Coolia there. Should have used scale, but whatever. Scale to bounce back. Yeah, I was confused why we didn't scale bounce back. Like, I thought for a second maybe it's because we didn't want to put 2 cards in hand so they could normal summon a Canine, but then we super poly to Kepler away, so that didn't really make sense. Beat over Mud Dragon, attack into the DDD. Yeah, okay, beat over, and then New Chain Link. They can get the Synchro effect, they can get this effect, but they decided not to activate it. Am I tripping? Just because of this? But this is only on field. This one's anywhere. I guess the fact that this one's anywhere lets them summon one, which kind of sucks. They don't want them to summon this out. They could have also chain blocked it though, right? 1, 2, if they negate it, sure. Now they make Typhon effect, attach, bounce to Machine X, and then pass, draw Dark Spear Mastery, which this requires a discard, so the add back would have been extra good there. But now we're just going to Pendulum Summon out Kepler effect goes Search, Chain Flame King. I'm not sure why that just got bounced, to be honest. That had to have been a mistake, right? There's no reason for that card to be bounced there. Oh. We're not using the Search effect. We're using the Add Back effect. Oh, okay. Then they're going to go summon Griffin effect. We're going to grab out the Kepler. That's okay. Okay, summon that back out, grab Kepler. Now we can scale to the 0 Machine X. Use that effect to place the trap. Trap effect, send out Typhon. Switch to attack now. We will banish 4 to bring out... What is this? The DDDD Great Dimension King Arc Chaos. You target any number of dark contract cards you control, destroy them, special summon up to that many Doom Pendulum monsters from your deck or extra deck. Doom King Pendulum monsters. Okay. And then if a face-up DDD or dark contract you control other than DDD 0, Demise King 0, Machine X is destroyed while this card... Wait, that's not the right card I'm reading. Okay, so this takes 4 Fiend monsters of Fusion, Synchro, XYZ, Pendulum, must be Fusion, summon or special summon from your extra deck. Wait, from your face-down extra deck by banishing the above cards from your field or graveyard. You can only summon it once per turn this way, no matter which method you use. No matter which method you use is a crazy wording. If this card is special summon, you can negate the effects of all face-up monsters the opponent currently controls. Can attack all monsters the opponent controls once each. If this card in the monster zone is destroyed, you can place it into the scale. Okay, so we're going to bring that out. They said that was 2 pendulums. Okay, so using the fusion. Okay, yeah. Okay, so bring out, and then they activate the effect. And then, oh my gosh, I forgot these cards actually get effect. This card like does piercing, right? No, this one lets it do extra damage. Whatever it beats over, they take damage of that. This one lets them do piercing. Okay, and then Lance Soldier effect, special summon out by popping. Activate Machine X, special summon, pop. They said, is it lethal? Yeah, it definitely is. So GG's. That is going to be it for the video. 51-minute long match, probably because there was a lot of reading from both sides. Like, even I had to read a good amount. Like, I'm not most familiar with DDD, but this deck I'm definitely not familiar with at all. This deck seems cool. It doesn't seem good enough, though. Yeah, definitely will need more support in the future. But it's got some pretty good cards. Like, the spells are honestly really good. They have 3 effects each. That's, like, really solid. But with all that being said, the GB Grinder signing off. Peace. Have a nice day. Stay safe.